Hey, everybody, we're back with another episode of My Big Fat Junk Drawer. Today, Alicia is back in the hallowed halls of my trashy basement. Welcome, Alicia.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So, I will ask the question of all time. What have you brought from your junk drawer today?
I have many of these in my junk drawer, and I brought a rubber band.
A rubber band?
Yes, a rubber band.
Tell me.
There are so many uses for a rubber band. I use them for everything. I have so many in my drawer. But this week, a memory came up when I picked up this rubber band.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a memory back to the Fortress of Solitude, where we used to work.
The fortress.
And one of our fellow employees, I think that it was on accident. I think he was trying to buy something out of the vending machine and a package of zingers came out. And he had no interest in them whatsoever. And none of the rest of us did either. No one wanted a zinger. And so we proceeded to use the zingers to play pranks on each other.
Oh, I do remember this story.
You were on the other side of the cubicles when this was going on.
I was on the other side of the world, but I had heard about this. So how did this prank go?
So we would stash the zingers in different parts of each other's cubicles. And the rubber band came into place because we were running out of ideas. And so it was my turn to play a prank on Rob, one of our coworkers. And I attached the zingers to the controller of his chair because, you know, the up and down. And so I put it all the way to the ground. So we'd have to control it. And I put the zingers. So when he went to reach for it, I used the rubber band to attach the zingers to the controller. So we'd have to touch them in order to pull them back up.
Too funny.
I believe one of the other times I attached them, it might have been with the same rubber band or a rubber band, to his overhead bin. So it flew out at him when he opened it.
Nice.
So that was something that came to me with the rubber band, but I have so many other uses for rubber bands.
What are some other uses for your rubber bands that you like to use?
One, when I was a child, and actually it was my mom's toy first, there was a doll that you could walk with, and rubber bands controlled her arms and connected her arms and her legs. So if you held her arms to make her walk, her legs would move.
Oh, yeah.
And I broke it. And that's how I found out that there were rubber bands controlling it. But I also in school would use a rubber band and a pencil to slingshot paper at people, and also to, mostly slingshot, but we also flick people with the rubber bands as well.
Yes. It's a great weapon.
Yes. Yes, for children. But
they are very helpful.
But I think those pranks at the fortress started.
I remember that. Yeah. Those pranks went on for quite some time. It was an ongoing thing.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't just a one-time deal.
Yes. No, it happened constantly.
Yeah.
It was at least weekly, if not daily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally remember that. Well, we had to keep ourselves occupied with fun things.
Yes.
As we were.
Yeah. Luckily, we now work at a place where when I came, I found out pranks were embraced, at least by my boss.
Oh, they weren't?
They were.
Oh, they were. Okay.
Yes. She was the queen prankster. I think she still is. You need to have her on so she can tell
yes.
Some
she
of
is
her
a prankster.
Yes.
She got me.
Oh, did she?
Yes. She was facilitating one of our meetings, and actually she used you as the face of her scheme. When you log into Zoom, you have your name and your little avatar, your picture there. She logged in as you with your face. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is Alicia here? She's not in this meeting. And it was your boss.
Yes. And she asked permission before she did it. And hopefully you noticed that the picture that I had given her, because it was a video, so she could completely make it look like it was me.
Yeah.
Because it was a video of me nodding and like, moving my head around. But I had bangs, which I never have bangs. And like, I happened to create this video at the one time I had bangs. And yes, so she did do that because I believe it was April Fool's Day.
Yes, it was. It was pretty funny. She is great with making like those loop videos of herself of like being there, but she's not. It's hilarious, actually. She's really funny.
Yep. And so, yes, she got me. I created one and let her use it. So, yes. Well, and I would like to say it's her fault because she's such a prankster. And she had me she had this bird picture that she gave me at one point, and she was trying to put her face on it. So I was working with her to try and make it look more seamless. But that gave me an idea because her wedding was coming up shortly, somewhere around that time. And so I superimposed her face on all these different wedding pictures, including one of a very, very burly, hairy man in a wedding dress.
That's awesome.
And so we hung these pictures all over her office, hid them in different parts of her office, books, her tea, like all kinds of things, her upper cabinet of her office. And so she was finding them for a while. And then because her birthday, she and I are the same age, but her birthday is after mine. So I don't remember what year it was. 40th birthday, 45th birthday. Oh.
It's been a while ago.
No, that just shows how old we are. Yeah. And she put her picture on all these elderly people in wheelchairs, covered in blankets, people with walkers. And I put her picture. And this was all before COVID. So I'm trying to think. I don't remember. I still don't remember which year. But it was before COVID. And so when she took her stuff home to her office, she said she was still finding those pictures. And she's like, I opened tea the other day and I saw the picture.
So funny.
So, yes, I think pranks are great when they're kind of innocent fun,
Sure.
Something for you to find, not something to be mean.
No, I don't think I've ever done like a totally mean prank. Have you ever seen a mean prank done?
No. Well, I've never done anything mean. Well, I didn't think so. Later, like in high school, mostly we TP'd people.
That was big.
But that was mostly because you like somebody, so you TP'd their house, or one of your friends liked them or whatever. But this one girl, we took plastic forks and put them in her yard. And I at the time, didn't think that it was mean. But now that I've heard from other people and I've gotten older, and it's like, that would be a real pain to clean up. That kind of could have been mean. It wasn't my idea. I shouldn't have gone along with it, I guess. But yeah.
Easily swayed, Alicia.
Not normally. Normally not. I'm normally the instigator. But yeah, that one time, that's one I regret.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done anything super cringy. I don't know. I don't want to tell on somebody that might have done something that I know of. And she's listening. So she's like, quiet. But I may have, similar with forks to a yard, maybe you might, have seen those pink flamingos that used to happen. Maybe somebody might have put a flamingo in a yard.
Oh, I don't think that's bad. My dad hates flamingos, so I would think that would be hilarious.
Vague.
I would think it would be hilarious.
I don't know what the statute of limitations is for all these things.
Yeah, my boss, who needs to come on this podcast, has done something with flamingos to a yard before, too.
I need to get her on here.
Yes, you would have a blast.
She lives kind of close to where I'm from, like only 20 minutes away. So I'm sure she's got some gossip.
You probably know some of the same people. Yep,
yes,
exactly.
I'm sure she knows some similar people. So what else with your little rubber bands?
Well, right. Currently, I use a rubber band to hold the cloth over my kombucha because she got me in the same boss.
Oh, are you
Got me
drinking the
into making.
kombucha?
Yes, and I make it myself.
You do?
now. Yeah.
How do you make it?
Oh, you have to start with a SCOBY, is what it's called.
What the hell
And
is
it's
that?
like a mother. It's where all the fermented stuff comes from. I'm not an expert.
Now you're gonna have to explain it.
I'm not an expert.
You're like, oh, I didn't really think this through.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't know. Troy calls it snot. That's kind of what it looks like. It's a big thing of, a big like floaty rubbery thing. It's organic.
Okay.
And it's what makes the fermentation.
Okay.
And so you make sweet tea
Mm-hmm.
and then you pour in there. And so it feeds it.
Oh.
And so, like, it's the good bacteria feeding on the sugar and the caffeine in the sweet tea that makes kombucha. And it does wonders for my gut. I can actually eat pizza again. I can eat, like, bread and buns. And
I've had it before. Should probably drink more of it, honestly. I have stomach issues now.
Yeah. I drink a couple times a week.
Yeah.
I make it, like, every 2 weeks, probably.
You know, Jim, our friend Jim, who used to work with us,
yes.
he would be really excited that you make your own kombucha.
Well, Adrian made it long before I did.
Wow.
Oh,
you guys
I didn't
are
say
all...
her name, but now she really has to come on because she's been named.
I know.
She
hear that?
She made it long before I did. She actually gave me my first SCOBY.
Oh, okay. Is that like a starter?
SCOBY. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
SCOBY. Is that
yes.
SCOBY? Okay.
Yes.
Huh.
It is the starter.
I didn't even know that about.
Yeah, I used to do sourdough too for the same reasons as fermented. So
I love sourdough.
But Troy doesn't like sourdough, so
come on, Troy.
And I don't eat that much bread. There's no way I could keep up with it, so I stopped.
I would love to eat that much bread, but I couldn't either.
Yeah, no,
it's a lot of bread.
Yeah,
huh? Fascinating. I didn't know you were making your own kombucha.
See, you didn't even know that.
No,
actually, I've made it again because I stopped for a while and I was making something called kefir. Or or kefir. I was making that with juice.
Wow, look at you!
But that,
all creative.
That was something you had to do daily.
Oh.
I just wasn't drinking it that much, so I switched back to kombucha.
Nice, very good. Wow. Well, I've learned something new about you today. That's hard to do.
When you know, when you know each other for as long as we have, it's very hard to do.
Huh. Speaking of doing things in the kitchen and making things, are you guys growing anything? Do you have a garden at all at your house?
It's kind of funny. I have hydroponics inside, so I have water and grow lights growing Thai basil and Italian basil right now, and parsley. The parsley is really slow. The Thai basil is going gangbusters, and we don't use it nearly enough, so that one's a challenge. Yeah. The other basil we use, I make pizzas every Friday, and so I put that on that. And then we just transferred some spinach seeds. I had to started them in paper towels just to get them sprouting. And then I transferred that into the hydroponic. And then I have some things on the stairs. We don't have proper deck or anything. We have stairs that go to our backyard. And so I have catnip, which my mom's like, you don't have a cat anymore. Why do you have catnip? But I was like, we've read about it and it has similar properties to marijuana. So you can make tea with it. Not that we have, because we just started growing it, but I just wanted to see kind of what it does.
Catnip brownies.
Yeah, exactly. And then lavender, and then poblano peppers. Troy's allergic to bell peppers, so we use poblanos in place of bells for everything.
Have you tried hydroponic tomatoes before?
I have. The ones that we do, the starters, we didn't get great tomatoes with them. They were cherry tomatoes, and they weren't that great. And my mother-in-law grows like big, huge beefsteak tomatoes. Oh, and so, so she never can eat all of the ones she grows, so we usually get those from her.
That's why I love a garden fresh tomato. Yeah. I don't necessarily like a restaurant tomato because it's just not right, but I like a warm tomato from the garden. Yeah. So it's nothing like it. Good stuff. That's what my favorite thing to do when we go to Epcot is to go through that Living with the Land ride, and they go through their greenhouse. That's my favorite thing. Just like look at all the hydroponic tomatoes.
Epcot's amazing with
I
all of the
know.
different foods and the different
Yes.
cultures and the different lands.
And then they serve it at the restaurant upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Troy was just telling me about Disney increasing their costs again.
No.
Their food costs.
Yeah.
What did he say? $6.50 for a Mouse Ears ice cream bar. $6 for a Dole Whip.
Oof.
Yeah.
You know, though, Mike and I have had this conversation. It's really expensive when you're at home and you look at the prices, but somehow when you're inside that Disney bubble, you're okay with paying like $10 for a drink. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's because you're hot and you're tired and your all reason has gone out of your brain.
Exactly. They stick you in the big Disney bubble and you're just okay with whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he was reading something or listening to something about like how people going into debt to go to Disney.
Yeah, there are.
And it's like, just know you're going to spend $3,000.
I know,
to
just
go.
budget it.
Like, just know it.
Well, and I know some people when they go there, they don't eat a lot, so it's fine. But it's just you have to budget for what you want. Like if your family are a bunch of shoppers for like to go to the store, then budget for that.
Yeah.
If you're a bunch of eaters, then get the dining plan because that's when it'll work for you. But yeah, you got to just know what you're getting into. And
well, yeah, I was gonna say my family's always been Epcot and then eating around the world, basically.
Sure. Eating, yeah. When we went at Christmas time several years ago, it's been so long. Now we're starting to get that itch again to go. When we went at Christmas, they always have those special like Christmas drinks and the Christmas desserts. So yeah, you get suckered into all that stuff. But
because it's a one time only.
I know. And it's so good. They do make some good things. So, and you and I met at Animal Kingdom one year.
Yes. One year I was visiting my parents and I brought my sister over and we came and met you.
That was hilarious. Emma was so surprised. She was like, oh, Alicia, because she was little at that point. She was still in like first grade, second grade. She was like, Alicia's here in Florida. I'm like, yeah.
Alicia goes to Florida more than you think. She has free room and board.
Too funny. Well, maybe you should market your kombucha to Disney. Sell it there.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Sell it here. You need a farmer's market of some sort.
There, for kombucha and things like that, you have to go through regulations because there's a potential for there to be alcohol and you have to make sure.
I love the potential for alcohol.
You need a license if it does have alcohol, and then you have to, because we were cleaning out a drawer of junk the other day, and Troy was like, what do you need this for? What do you need this for? And I said, well, I was testing
for the podcast.
I was testing the alcohol level in my kombucha. He did let me keep that thing, which never really got it up there. So if I wanted alcohol, I was not getting enough. And then some like different, I forget what they're called, pipettes and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
To get the kombucha out.
You're a real chemist over there.
No, those are the things that I took to Goodwill today because I don't use them. I just use a ladle. I'm like, no, ladle it, funnel into my like bottles and
I imagine you with a big kettle just stirring it like a big wooden paddle.
Oh, no, not that big. No, I only do a gallon at a time. I'm only one person. I can't drink that much.
Does Troy drink it?
No, of course not. He loves his sweet tea unfermented.
Fermented free. Please.
Yes. I try to get my mom to drink it. She does not like it. It's like, she's like, has similar stomach issues like I do. And so I'm like, oh, this will help. I don't like it. It's gross. It smells like vinegar.
It does take a bit of getting used to at first, but it's not terrible after a while.
Yeah, and I've even, you can even flavor it and stuff, and I've played around with that, but I just prefer it straight without other flavors in it.
So much knowledge from you today. Important the knowledge.
Oh, something.
Imparting, excuse me.
Probably, yeah, when we were talking about kitchen things and things that I've been doing creatively in the kitchen. Last episode that I was on, we talked about how I was going to experiment with cupcakes for my mother-in-law.
Yes.
And
delicious. I wanted cupcakes for a week.
Sorry,
after that.
I did not bring any for you.
Damn it.
But I did. So I created a blackberry cake using powdered freeze-dried blackberries.
From Amazon.
From Amazon, yes. Yes, and mixing that because I'm not that adventurous of a baker. I mean, I could figure it out, but why when you can buy white cake mix?
Now,
Why would you do it? So I put white cake mix.
How much of the freeze-dried blackberry did you put into the batter?
Okay, so I took a box of super moist white cake mix, and I put 3 tablespoons of the freeze-dried blackberries in there. And then I made it according to the recipe. And so that worked. When I first tested it, I did not put that much in, and you could barely taste it. So I worked my way up to 3 tablespoons. And then I created the buttercream with just the jam was too sweet. So I created a cream cheese buttercream with jam, blackberry jam in it. And so that was pretty good. Those 2 together would have been enough.
Yeah.
But I went one step further and I filled the cupcakes with blackberry jam. I bought on Amazon again. I bought the cupcake cutters, like hole cutters.
Oh, yes.
Pulled out the cores.
Like those fancy TikTokers do.
Filled them with jam using the thing that I ordered alongside the cupcake cutter, which is the filler. Filled them with jam, put the little top back in the hole, and then I frosted them with the buttercream. Cream cheese jam buttercream. So blackberry.
Did she like it?
Yes, she did. One thing Troy's uncle said, though, these are rich. And they were. With the jam was a little much, I think. Because probably 4 days later, like the jam had seeped out into the cupcakes and they were kind of watery.
Oh, okay.
So maybe the jam was overkill.
Oh, I don't think. I still would have eaten it. Even a mediocre dessert is delicious. Honestly, any dessert is delicious.
Well, see, I don't have much of a sweet tooth anymore, so maybe it was just too sweet for me.
So unfortunate. I wish I didn't, though.
I'd rather have some salted buttered popcorn like any day over. I
have a sweet tooth, a savory tooth, an umami tooth. All the tooth.
Umami and savory, definitely.
I just ate, now I'm hungry again.
Uh-oh.
Thanks.
Yeah, my favorite thing is yum yum sauce with gochujang sauce in it because it gives it a kick.
Sounds good.
Sorry. We just had lunch before this and already gotta go back out for more, huh?
Oh, we should add, if you're hearing a low hum to this podcast.
Yes.
Today, for the next 10 days, I think, it's going to be in the 90s here, which means it's about 105 with the heat index. And I am in our basement and the air conditioner is right over there. I don't have any kind of sound deafening things in this room. So you're going to have to deal with the low hum.
We need more followers. And
if you'd like to sponsor this podcast so I can spend money on some sort of soundproofing for this room, that would be great. You can just email me at mybigfatjunkdrawer@gmail.com and we'll talk about it. But anyway, back to our discussions. So yeah, that sounds delicious. Blackberry, freeze-dried blackberry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try it. Sounds good.
I'll have to send you the link.
Yes. Link me up.
Yep. And the recipes. I have different ones.
Yeah. Yes. I'll post the recipe. I'll post.
Well, I keep kicking it down my to-do list. I have it on a calendar for the last several weekends. I was planning to write a blog about that. Haven't done it yet. Sorry.
Where is your blog located?
I think I've since deleted my blog because there were no followers. There was, I got tired of it.
You could have my followers. Could be
That's
the same
okay.
amount.
That's okay. That's
Nobody's
right.
listening.
I will join the ranks with you and
Okay.
help you out. But
I will post whatever recipe you give me to post. I'll post it for you. I'll share it out.
I'll have to write something
Yeah. You could write on my blog if you want. It's just sitting out there.
Yeah, my blog took many turns, twists and turns, and I just said forget it and turned it off.
Yeah, I just keep it out there. I just leave it there. Just, I don't know, maybe go back to it if the mood strikes. Usually work makes me too tired to even want to open it up and put anything in it.
That's the thing. I don't have any brain power left normally.
It's hard. So what else, Alicia? What else with your little rubber bands?
My rubber band. What else have I done with my rubber bands? Well, they,
inflict pain.
Yeah. I have not inflicted pain in a long time with them, but I can resume. Let's see. Well, at one point I was using the rubber bands when I was growing tomatoes, I believe, holding the tomato plants to stakes. So I did use the rubber bands for that too.
It's a very useful little thing, those rubber bands. I just don't like it when they get super old and you're looking for a rubber band.
Yes,
my problem is
it dries.
I'll go to the drawer, the junk drawer, if you will. Need a rubber band, look. I find one and I stretch it out to do what I need to do and it snaps,
it's
breaks
too dry
every time.
We have a whole bunch of them. We actually purchased rubber bands to make sure we had good
bag
ones.
Of rubber bands. I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah. Normally, you get some. I think this one came on mail or something like that.
Yeah.
Whenever we get packages delivered to the house, the regular mailman, because he's kind and knows us, and we used to get so many Amazon packages that came through the mail that we used to reward him very well at Christmas time. He delivers the mail to the house with the package and usually has a rubber band around it. So.
Nice. Gotta love the mail carriers. I know we get way too many packages here. I always feel guilty. I'm like, man, I need to give them something, at least a drink, crying out loud, especially in this heat.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I used to give him gift cards at Christmas time. And then he retired, but then they needed help so bad they talked him into coming back.
Oh, wow. They talked him into coming back.
And you know when he's off because it's not the same. I do believe there was like 6 months worth of mail that didn't get delivered because when he was gone, because they did not have quality people filling it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Mail's kind of sketchy here sometimes, but I usually...
It's mostly junk, so... More bills. I don't need those either.
I don't need that. I'll just look online. I need to pay it. So what else are you doing over there out in the sticks?
Out in the sticks. We don't even live that far. But yes, it is. I mean, yes, for you outer belt people, where I live seems like it's so far away.
Now, where you live, don't you still have the Violet Festival every year?
I don't know if we have the Violet.
Did you have? Is that the Violet?
We did have the Violet Festival.
What happened?
Because we're the Violet Township is what we're in.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still have it. They might. Picktown Palooza is a bigger thing now, where they have different bands. Last year, I went to go see not Hanson. Every time that comes up, Nelson with a friend.
Hanson
and
Nelson.
I know. It's brothers, but no, very different. I listened to Hanson. My friend that I went with listened to Nelson, which I did not actually listen to growing up.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit older for me.
Watch it.
But yeah, so normally, because Troy's like, why are you going? Because we can open our back door and we can listen to the concerts because they're at the high school, which is like the other end of the street from our neighborhood. So normally we can just open the door and listen to whatever we want to. But Picktown Palooza is the big thing now. I'll have to pay attention to if the Violet Festival still happening. But yes, it did.
It used to be the big thing.
Yes, it used to be the big thing.
Wild. There was, speaking of festivals that might be no more, several years ago, we went to Avon, Ohio, used to have the duct tape festival. Yeah, it was a riot because apparently the duct tape factory is in Avon, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So there was a whole committee like for decades that used to run this in conjunction with this with the company put on the duct tape festival. It was fabulous. They had a duct tape costume contest and like all the duct tape stuff. And you could buy duct tape. But I read this year, just kind of on a whim, when I was doom scrolling, whatever, one day, I saw that the committee was dissolving. They were retiring and no one had stepped up to take over. So now there was no more duct tape festival. And of course, the people come out of the woodwork saying, well, I would have done it if you'd asked me to do it. And then people are like, well, why didn't you step up like 5 years ago?
Yes. Why didn't you step up when we needed to?
Yeah.
Duct tape is similar to rubber bands. The two can fix anything.
It's very true.
As my farmer father used to say, though, duct tape and baler twine can fix anything, but I rely more on rubber bands than baler twine.
I went through a duct tape crafting phase. I still have a lot of duct tape. There's somewhere around here. It's all together, but I went through a phase where I was making a lot of duct tape wallets. I have a book about duct tape crafts. But yeah.
In college, I duct taped my car side mirror back onto my car. Luckily, my car was duct tape color, so
let me
worked.
tell you,
because parking on Columbus city streets, like back in the day, like people like to knock off your mirrors.
Yes, that's true. I used to own what is probably, and I don't want to get sued, the worst car ever made. Rhymes with seep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So this car had problems with the mechanism in the window that would snap, that like keeps the window up. The clip would break and your window would just slide right down into the door frame. I kid you not, every window of that car, the clip broke. Not once, but like twice. And I did a Google search one day of how bad this was. There was a poor man somewhere out there who had a car that the clips broke in his car constantly. It was like he was replacing clips. Like he would replaced every clip like 4 or 5 times. So I got so sick of it, I would just take out my duct tape and tape the windows shut. And that was when I lived in Los Angeles, when, all hell could break loose and someone would just break into your car at any turn. Not my car. They'd left it alone for whatever reason, but I had duct tape.
Because you had duct tape on your car. How much could you have in it?
Was a baby riding around in duct tape windows in Los Angeles. But man, what a time. Duct tape saved my life.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give back, but I can't give back at the duct tape festival anymore.
Oh, that's a shame. I had an interesting thing that happened to me with a window in a car. I was able to fix it without duct tape, though.
Oh.
But it was it was before I joined your team at the Fortress of Solitude. Oh. It was when I was working on the previous team.
Oh, yes.
That we had worked on before you went to California.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't know that I'm going to get the new job. I'm losing this job. I was like a mess. I went to the library. I rolled my window down to put a book back in the book drop. And it was pouring rain. My window would not go back up. So I'm driving home from the library, the downtown library. So I had a ways to go in the rain with no window, with the window all the way down, crying because I'm like, I'm gonna have to go live with my parents. We have no money. We're gonna lose our house. I mean, this was like lowest of low window situations. But luckily, I was able to get home.
Yeah.
Figure out how to get the panel on the window open and put the window back in. But that's no fun.
No, it is not fun. It's awful. And, even now I have some sort of trauma about window clips because every time I put my window down, I'm just like, something in the back of my head is like, oh my God, this window better go back up.
I remember that car though, because you would we'd have to drive through and you'd have to open the door.
Yeah, I did.
Roll down the window.
Open the door. Oh, such a pain. Such a pain. Never again. But I feel better knowing it wasn't just my car. It was really a lot of
It was
cars.
a problem. Yes,
Yeah.
it was
And they wouldn't recall it. So it is what it is.
I guess they didn't think it was a safety hazard because you don't need windows.
I guess not. I don't know. I would argue with that, but
So would I, but
who am I?
well, I mean, that car originally never had windows to begin with, like the original
True.
models. So they were probably like, windows are a luxury. You don't need them.
It's like the same people who think having the internet is a luxury. It should be a utility. Yeah. I think at this point, it's 2024. Yeah. The internet should be a utility.
Yes. Yeah. Well, cable can be a luxury. You don't have to watch television, but you really need access to the internet.
The internet, everyone needs it.
Yeah.
You have to have it for everything nowadays.
Yes. Pay your bills, to look something up, to contact someone.
Kids need it for school. It's everything they do requires internet. Yeah, I think it should definitely be a utility. I don't know what they're thinking. If I could run the world, Alicia,
yes,
I would change it all.
You and Troy. I don't know if you'd agree on the same things, but he's got ways that he thinks.
Oh, I probably would agree with some things Troy said.
Speaking of Troy and what you always ask me about what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I finished the latest season of Bridgerton.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay. I won't spoil anything, but he says,
I kind of know what's going to happen.
He says it's Victorian porn. That's what he calls it. That's what he calls it. He doesn't know why I watch that Victorian porn.
It is escapism. I love it. But I love a good period piece show. I just love it. I think they do such a good job with it. And even down to the music, they use modern music, but in like a classical twist to it. And the costuming is great. I just think it is. It's just pure escape.
Yeah. Yeah, and even though like every season is connected because they're the same people, they focus on different people in each season.
Yes. Have you read the books?
No, I have not read the books.
I haven't either.
No, it's rare because I normally want to read before I watch something.
I guess. Well, and it happens all the time. It veers greatly away from the books, apparently.
Yeah. I've been following. I've been following like a lot of the actors on YouTube and different interviews and stuff, and that's what they say. And some of them say that they don't read the books until right before the season that they're going to film. Yeah. The book, like what the book's about. So they'll read that book before they film just so they know what's supposed to, go on. But they're like, it veers too much sometimes that they don't want to read too far ahead.
Yeah. Now, did you watch Outlander at all?
That's what I was going to say. That I was going to bring that up. That he probably thinks that's colonial porn because I did finish season 6 of Outlander recently.
Yeah, so that one is funny because she's still writing those books. She still has one more book in that series to end it. So I think they're on season 7 now, and it had like the mid-season cut. So the second part of season 7 is coming out in like November, and then they announced that season 8 is going to be the last. And it's only going to go up to like book 9. Book 10, she's still writing it. God bless her, but she takes 10 years to write her books.
I haven't written a single book.
So it's not going to be, the ending of the show won't be anything like the ending of that book, the last book. So I don't know. So I kind of try to keep the stories separate because they do veer off in a way. But I do love Outlander. Yeah. I love time travel, as you know.
Yeah.
I love a good time travel story.
Yes, I did watch all the other things that you told me to watch.
Yes. Speaking of, in particular, I've been waiting for this, Severance.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did finally watch it. I finally watched it.
What did you think of it?
At first, I was, okay. And I know this is big controversial. I don't like to watch things that are too close to work. So that's why I never went to work. Like, I never watched The Office. Yeah. I'm like, I work in an office. Why the heck am I going to want to watch that? all the time. So that I think is why I didn't want to watch Severance. But then, you kept forcing me to watch it. And I watched it, and yes, and it's like, that's hopefully will never happen in real life.
Oh my gosh.
I would not do that in real life. But yes, so much, so much.
I know, it's so much. And I don't want to spoil anything because people need to watch Severance.
Yes.
I haven't said that enough.
Yes.
But yeah, that's funny you say that about not watching anything about work, because I have heard other people say that, where they start watching that show but can't finish it because somehow it must be like the early episodes.
Yes.
That they can't get into it or something because it's too much about work, and oh no, keep going.
Yeah.
Because it goes in a direction that's just
I guess it's like, I worked all day in a cubicle. Why am I going to want to watch about people working in a cubicle?
Because it's going to go in a direction.
Because it's not anything like you've ever experienced.
There are goats involved. Baby goats in a strange room in an unmarked hallway with no lights. The break room is not where you keep your lunch.
Yes, it is not where you want to go. You do not relax there.
No. It's like a fascinating show. The kind of creativity it took to make that is just, I love it. It's just amazing to me. Yeah. But I love that sci-fi.
There's still so many questions I have.
Oh,
or even watching the first episode, it's like,
I know.
Oh my gosh, is it all about this person? Is it all like what?
And I can't wait to see the very first scene of the next season because I just don't know where it's going to start.
They've teased it, and it's like,
I have no idea.
Well, I think Mike mentioned it on previous episode where like he's walking down a hall with a bunch of balloons, and he's so happy.
The only thing I really see them starting that it's like everything has been reset, and we're just going to see them back in the office as their regular old selves,
like
working away.
They don't realize.
No knowledge of what happened previously.
So
I don't know.
It's
crazy. Can't wait. Yeah. Hopefully it comes out this fall. They haven't really set a date yet, but I know they're finished with it. And my other favorite, the last season is coming out in August, The Umbrella Academy. Did you ever watch that?
Yes. Yeah, I've been waiting for the last season.
I can't remember the exact date, but they've posted it.
I didn't realize when it was coming out. It's been a long wait.
Yes, it has. I love that show too. It was so good. Yeah, I can't wait for that one. So is Severance, there's Umbrella Academy, let's see, Bridgerton. I haven't finished that. I'm kind of like drawing it out because I know they said it's going to be another 2 years.
Oh no, I just binged it.
I can't, I'm like other people. I can't stand to wait like 2 to 3 years between episodes. It kills me. I have to know.
Well, I mean, with that one, like I said, it's kind of each season is its own separate thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see how this season ended. So I could not draw it out.
Yeah.
And some of the things that I'll have to talk to one of my friends. Some of the predictions that I had made came true. So the very last scene of the last episode, like I had predicted kind of the outcome. Yeah. So
I'll have to watch it. I started watching the second half of it the other day and I need to pick it up. I always watch it when everyone goes to bed. So I can have me
time. Yeah. Well, that's what I was watching. I started the first episode of the second half. And that's when Troy came in and said, "This is Victorian porn."
Yeah, it's mostly because I don't want to hear comments when people come in and say, "What are you watching now?
Yeah,
what's this?
Why are you
what's that
this?" About? Yeah, exactly. That's why
What are they doing, Mommy?
You don't need that comment for especially the first episode of the second half.
Gross.
Exactly. Or that's Victorian porn.
Yeah. Go back to
Nobody asked you to come in here.
Yeah.
Go away.
What else? Are you watching anything else new?
I started a show called Geek Girl.
I did too. I started it yesterday. Oh my God. We're cut from the same cloth.
I just started
it
yesterday.
Crap. It was last night I started watching that. Yeah. So I think I'm just to the point where they came to her high school and was like, we want you to model for us. That's where I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit beyond that. I stayed up a little too late last night.
Yeah. It's cute though.
But yes.
I like it.
Well, I mean, and I can totally relate. Thank goodness I've never been put in that kind of a spotlight.
Yeah.
But as an introvert with anxiety issues, like it's definitely relatable.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, speaking of anxiety, Inside Out 2.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Both of those movies are so cute. And if you have a teen or know a teen who's like close to that high school age or middle school age, Inside Out 2 is just so good. It hit home for us. It was so good. Highly recommend. Anxiety is very cute in her squirrely wild hair way. And I think Disney does that so well with the emotions. It's important for kids to know about that stuff. So
and that other people like have these emotions. Like when I was a kid, I thought I was nuts. I'm the only person who has ever dealt with it. You know, It's like when people don't talk about that stuff, then you don't realize, okay, this is what it is. This is like, it's okay. It's people have gone through this and you're not alone.
Yeah, and it's important that like you need all the emotions. They serve a purpose, and sometimes you need one more than another, and sometimes they work together and work against each other. It's just it's so well done.
And if you heard that sound, that's Amanda scraping her hands across the table as she illustrates with her hands.
Sound they're going to hear. From
she illustrates with her hands.
Whoa, the low hum of the HVAC system.
That's okay.
Did you see my sign on the door?
Yes.
On air.
On air. Amanda, it's on air. It's red lit up.
Yeah. Mike was lovely and gave that to me when I was in my podcast funk. And I was like, well, now I got to keep doing it.
You need to take sanity breaks. You do not have to do it every single week for the rest of your life.
I know. I do love doing it. It is fun, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being one of those people. There are people who produce podcasts like twice a week or more.
But that's their only job.
That's crazy.
When you get to a point where you can do that full time, but you have a full-time job and you're doing it.
Yeah. You got to keep it simple.
Yes. Yes.
Tell me more, Alicia. What else do you have for me
I
today?
did finish the grammar table ladies book. Rebel Without a Clause.
Oh,
I did finish that. That was really good.
It was good.
Yes.
It's it reads kind of like a diary of it's fun. It's
like different topics, and it's like, oh, good, I'm not the only person that's had that.
It's very lighthearted.
Issue.
I really want the grammar table lady to come to Columbus because she travels around with her table.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're still doing that. They did a documentary too.
I know.
What happened?
She posted about that. It's not out yet, but it is coming out really soon because I was super excited about it. It's like a documentary about grammar. But she talks about it in a very down-to-earth way.
Yeah. Like just random people have no problem just coming up and talking to her about it. And it's so funny. Like some of the people that she encountered too, with some very, very firm opinions.
Yes. I like when she has people come up, like a family of people will come up and they'll be like, you need to tell us who is right about this grammar problem.
Solve our grammar disputes.
Yeah. I love that book. It's probably the best grammar-y type self-help kind of book that I've ever read. It's good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Very nice. Tell me something else, Alicia.
Keep talking. Anything.
Keep telling me things.
I am reading a book about another documentary right now. The documentary I watched years ago called The Kindness Diaries. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but the book is called Go Be Kind. And it's 22 and a half. Not sure. Haven't finished the book yet, so I don't know where the half comes in. Adventures to take to be more kind.
So is it just like give you idea? It just
it gives you things to do. It says to do. Yeah.
Don't
specific
be
things.
a dick.
No. It specifically.
I'm sure it's deeper than that.
No, it specifically says like we're all human. We're all gonna have bad days.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it says you don't have to do them like you don't do this every day. You just just go be kind. So it has different acts of kindness, and so
I'll have to look.
it's pretty
at that.
interesting. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't feel very kind.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say there were some things I did right away. The first two things were easy. I did right away, but then it's like there's some other things like find a kindness buddy. So if you want to do it, we can be
I'll be your kindness buddy.
can be kindness buddies. And so I haven't done some of the other things because a lot of them are go meet strangers. And as an introvert, that is not.
That's part of Emma's thing this summer. She's supposed to go out and have conversations, strike up a conversation with strangers.
Maybe go be kind could help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like one of the challenges was to just find somebody who doesn't look like you, looks like they're different from you, and ask them specific questions about kindness. It gives you the questions. So
wow. Huh. Yeah, we should. I'll look into that. That sounds good.
It says do it with your kid because there's one challenge which I haven't done is like to ask a kid what kindness means to them.
Oh, well, there's a kid upstairs.
I know. Yeah.
You might have to wake her from a sound sleep.
Or get her out of her screen.
Yeah. Like, hey, what does kindness mean?
If you woke her from a sleep, she would say, not this.
No, she wouldn't be kind.
No, she would not. She would probably have a hard time finding the words for kindness when you woke her up.
Yeah.
I remember being a teenager. I slept a lot.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't want to go back to that time.
No.
I don't like getting old, but I don't want to go back either. Yeah. It's a weird situation. I don't know.
Yeah. Those whole awkward teenage years, dating, all that. Ugh. Like all that stuff's horrible.
Bueno.
Never want to do that again. Well, like we were talking about, been married. I'm married. Been there, done that. I'll get the T-shirt. That's it. No.
Seriously.
Don't need to ever revisit that again. No more dating. No more. Yeah.
I'm done. Oh, my heavens. Well, Alicia, it's been lovely to have you again in my humble basement. Oh, and I hear the sound of our air conditioners coming back on, so it's a great time to thank you, and please stop back again. I'm sure you will.
Oh, I will. Even if I'm voluntold.
Yes, it's always a voluntelling with me. Everybody, thanks for listening in one more time. If you would like to chat or send an email, it is mybigfatjunkdrawer@gmail.com, or you can find me at mybigfatjunkdrawer.com. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye.